Education, who is the sister-in-law of one of the big Fatih people. So somehow this is the news, like there was this debate or kind of fight between the Prime Minister and this guy on TV. So that's why everybody knows about it.
I see.
So while Israel is preparing itself for its fourth elections in 8 years, since 2006, I think. It is the fourth.
It's
we're still in the first election. We're still in the outcome, like we're coming out from the same elections and I don't think there will be elections soon.
But it's fourth in 9 years because it's going to be in 15. So 6 to 15, 9 years. But fourth, you're right. We had the election campaign in 2006, 2009, 13 and 15.
This one, you mean?
Yes. So it's fourth.
It's a fourth.
In 9 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's the fourth.
Yeah, just saying 9 years, not 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we vote instead of you.
Yes, you do it like it's like what the other sarcastic thing is that from 2006 until now, the Palestinians had 8 governments.
Yeah, without elections. So you want elections, you call for elections.
But there is this continuous call for elections that nobody is listening to. But they're saying that there will be elections. We're still waiting for the elections that should take place, but it's not taking place.
And what will be the result of elections? Hamas is going to win?
It doesn't matter. It's exactly what's happening now in Israel.
I haven't said that it's matter. I just ask your opinion.
Because I don't know. You never know. Like in politics, things could become extremely unpredictable in the last moment.
And how will you vote? Hamas again?
I don't know. If I have to be completely sincere in this, I don't think I will vote really, like seriously for Hamas. I wouldn't even promote it. It's again my sympathy towards Hamas is because of the injustice that Hamas goes through from the leadership in general and the surrounding. Once I'm given a real opportunity to vote, I know I will not vote for Hamas because inside me I'm worried. And
what?
I am worried of what they present. I may, if it's for a president, I would vote for Khaled Mishal as a president. Actually, like if there is presidential.
But he's not going to run.
To win?
He's not going to run.
Like if we get these like people winning, like people going for presidents, and Khaled Mishal is one of them.
What do you like in Khaled Mishal?
I think he has the charisma and the character of a leader. He's
do you
someone
think that you see in the same way questions of human rights, of women's rights?
I think he does appear to me as a moderate person. I think he's not as critical as or fundamentalist as Hamas hardliners. I don't think he is a hardliner in Hamas. I don't know. Like, that's my impression.
I don't know, but I guess that as the leader of Hamas actually today, if I may say so, he is not, a member in the liberal movement.
You mean him?
Yes.
But what is liberal movement?
Liberal movement, forget about the liberal movement. What I'm saying is that, okay, you have occupation, okay, you have corruption. I'm not sure about him that he's not corrupt, but probably you believe in that. But you have questions that every state, every society is dealing with. What is the position of women in the society? What is the position of minorities? What is the position of disabled? What is the position of homosexuals, lesbian and trans. What is the amount of freedom that you give to the citizens? Freedom of speech, freedom of media, and I guess, I don't know. By the way, I guess that he is not there.
Listen, it's again getting things out of the personal to the whole societal one. There are two different levels. The status of women will continue to worry me, that is for sure. But when I look at the status of women today in Palestine, it's definitely not a status that I enjoy. If you look into the amount of honor killings that take place like how actually it's been on a high run since years, this is not Hamas rule, and the amount of women that are killed on base of honor is simply increasing. It's not just even on honor; they just kill women actually. And I know this could be like harsh, but for me to be called as a woman who's not veiled or outgoing, like to be shut off through Hamas, or like taking from me this mobility of movement as a woman because I need to get a veil in Hamas's time, which I hope I will not get there. I think it's better than in the current situation when a woman like me could be called a prostitute because she's just a woman. So between being a prostitute or being a woman who's asked to stay home because it's better, I prefer to stay home. So I don't think this kind of liberty is giving women a better situation.
Is it the way that they treat you now? I mean, okay.
Nobody treats me the way they treat me.
I see you. Your dressing is like, in 90% of the world. But I'm not sure that you can go like that to meet Khaled Mash'al when he is now the president of Palestine and is looking for, I don't know, a woman to work with him. I don't think that he can accept you like that.
I don't know if he will accept me like that or not. I have no idea because I really don't know what is Khaled Mash'al as a man. He does seem to me out of the space of Hamas. He seems like a moderate person, but this is again my very personal impression.
Who is not moderate?
Like you would go like someone like Zahar. I think he's more of the other side. I think even like Haniya is more of a moderate thinker, or like he has this moderate attitude. But there is, I'm sure this will be existing, that the whole thing about belonging to Hamas means that there is this dress code that they ask women, so women would follow. But this is again, for me as a woman, as a Palestinian, as a modern even woman, this is something that really doesn't bother me because this is not the issue. How to accept the woman, how to put the woman is the issue.
But it might be the issue in the future.
Well, if it is the issue in the future, we will fight it. But for the moment, this is not the issue. This is not the reason I will vote or not vote for people like Hamas.
I see. I wanted to ask you what happens with the Arab Idol. I understand that now you have the last Palestinian from Majal Qom.
Yes, it was exciting.
What are his chances? How many people are still
He's like, this is the finalist. Like it's the finalist.
What, 2, 3?
Like one is from Saudi Arabia, which is the weakest actually. It's very surprising that he stayed. And one is from Syria. Like the real competition would be between him and the Syrian. So one of them should probably be the last two. But
it is a little bit a political vote, right? Being Palestinian, it's maybe easier to get votes than being Syrian.
I don't think it has to do anything with politics at this particular time. It's more of who votes, who is eligible to vote.
Who votes?
So the question is how much can people from Syria, let's say, vote towards how much from people from Palestine.
And you think Palestinians are going to vote for the Palestinian guy? Palestinians from Israel.
I think this will be a problem because Palestinians haven't been very supportive in this Arab Idol towards the two contestants.
Yeah.
They've been victims of this politicizing their like who they are. It's not like what happened in Asaf. Like Asaf was really supported by the president himself, by Munib al-Masri. Like he was really like adopted. These two, and now with the his name is Haytham. I think Haytham made it on his own. It's not like the girl was more of supported. But Haytham seems to be someone who really relied on himself. Like I think the people were compassionate with him, with his voice, so they voted for him. I personally prefer the Kurdish man. I would have.
Me?
There is a Kurd. Yes.
Me?
Actually, he's got a beautiful voice. It's a pity he left. But this is when you think that this is unfair. It's not about the voice. It's about who can vote more.
But he's not an Arab.
But he's a Kurd. But he's inside this. He's a Muslim. But that's again.
Muslim,
that's why I
Muslim idol or Arab idol.
But that's why, like he says, like, but now today he's from Iraq. Actually, it's like, but they call now, in a way, the Kurds are lucky somehow that they can call themselves we are from Kurdistan in Iraq. I think that these people are trying to fulfill something inside them when they do this, but they still belong to what is called Iraq originally. So they are part of this Arab map, and I hope they stay.
So while we recognize Palestine, you don't recognize Kurdistan?
No, I do. I think there is a lot of comment. There are lots of common things between the Kurds issue and cause and the Palestinian cause. I think there is an important connection between the two. I'm actually a great sympathizer for the Kurdish cause.
So how come that the Kurds feel that they are closer to Israel than to the Palestinians?
Who said that? It must be a Kurdish Jew who said that.
No, not at all.
I hear otherwise from other Kurds. For us, Kurds are important because Salah ad-Din was a Kurd.
Yeah.
So he's the one who liberated Jerusalem.
I know.
So the Kurds have a very important importance in the Palestinian minds. Knowing certain Kurds, like intellectuals, I would say, it's you would hear more of this like connection in the two causes, actually.
I was invited to the Kurdish National Council in Erbil, Kurdistan, Iraq, call it whatever you want to call it. I could not attend, but I know that there are many differences between different people there.
I'm sure there are. And if I were a Kurd, I would understand. I don't think they are